Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Matt coming at you from Nerdboy Cosplay and Reviews, and today I'm going to do a little bit of a backstory on the custom Power Ranger that I created. Some of you have seen the pictures of me in cosplay. Got to debut it a couple weeks ago at HalCon in Halifax, Nova Scotia. I am Canadian. So for my American friends and my friends over in the UK, it's not just you guys that like Power Rangers. Anyway, just to let you guys know, I was also the only Power Ranger at HalCon. I think there was another guy, but we never got a chance to meet, which kind of sucked. But Power Rangers here on the East Coast of Canada, not that big of a deal. All right, so I'm pretty sure most of you have seen this guy. This is the TyrannoDragon Zord, or the TyrannoDragon. He's actually going through an evolution right now, so very soon he's going to be no longer the TyrannoDragon Zord. He's going to be something different, but I'm waiting on the helmet for that before I unveil who he's going to be. So I'll give you a little bit about his backstory, and he's actually a character who's already in the franchise, but he's different. Same character, different guy, completely different actually, to right down to his personality. So it would be the year 1992. And Lord Draken goes to Angel Grove and kills everyone. Now, by this I mean he goes to the command center, he destroys Zordon, he destroys Alpha, he goes to the moon, kills Rita, Goldar, everyone. And he kills Jason in the original Power Rangers before they were recruited. So on my Earth, or his Earth, there was no such thing as Power Rangers. They were completely wiped out before they even had a chance to be recruited. Which means that my character at the time was only a kid. He was about 6-7 years old. But in other realities, he was a teenager. The only person who survived would be Farkas Bulkmeyer, aka the Bulk. My character's name is Matthew Cook. And the reason I chose Matthew Cook is because I'd like to think that there was some preordained destiny that Matt Cook would become the Green Ranger. It would have inevitably happened, no matter what. He would have become the Dragon Zord Ranger, and things would have progressed normally. It just would have been, 10 years later, because he was only, in my Earth, he's only 6 years old. And what happened is Draken comes with his armies of sentries, and all the sentries just start annihilating. And the population just, within hours, Earth is just dwindled to nothing. And Draken's goal was, he was tired of the resistance of Power Rangers. So he went to an Earth where Power Rangers weren't formed yet, and just anybody who would have been a Power Ranger, anybody who could have been a Power Ranger, anyone whose family is a Power Ranger in the future, like SPD or Time Force or anything like that, he just annihilated them. To prevent the Power Rangers from becoming in that universe. It just automatically, he was fed up and just snapped and just annihilates everything. So on my world, there is no morphing grid. Now, how do I become a Power Ranger? That's a great question. What happened is, we're going to fast forward 20 years. So now Matthew Cook, who has grown up alone and survived for 20 years on his own, has become a hardened jerk, basically. His only mission in life is to be strong so that he can avenge his family and avenge his Earth, right? Because he doesn't even know what happened. All he knows is that some weird guy in white armor came on a flying black metal dragon with hordes of armed weird people in armor and just kills everybody and leaves, right? So his mission in life is to figure out who the hell this guy is and kill him, right? Because his mom died, his dad died, everybody he loves died, all of his friends, and he's only 6, right? So he doesn't know what's going on. So we're going to fast forward 20 years. He's at some place, like his campground, right? And he intercepts a message on his little tablet. And it's a Rocky from another Earth saying, "Draken is here, we need your help." And then the transmission cuts off. And he's like, who the hell's Draken? Who the hell is Rocky? And then he receives another encrypted message. "I know what happened that day. If you need answers, come find me." Which is Farkas. So, Matt Cook, with a little bit of hope he might have answers, decides to go and find this guy. So he finds them. They meet. And in his hand, Farkas is holding the Tyrannosaurus coin. Because even though the Power Rangers weren't formed, the coins weren't destroyed. And the only coin that he could find was the Tyrannosaurus coin. But with the coin, he found an encrypted drive with Alpha giving instructions on how to activate the morphing grid on his planet if everything fails. And the encryption code read, "Find the witch's dagger," which means that Zordon already knew about the Dragonzord coin and the dragon dagger before Rita even recruited the original Tommy Oliver. So there's a whole thing right there, right? But that's not in my story. So Alpha says, find the dragon dagger, use the coin, activate the grid. So these unlikely, I don't want to say heroes, because TyrannoDragon is not a hero whatsoever. Like, he's not a Power Ranger for justice, okay? You have to think that when he was a kid, Power Rangers came and killed his entire family, right? So he thinks that Power Rangers are evil. He doesn't think that they're good. So when he activates the grid, he doesn't think that he's harnessed the power of good. He thinks that he's stolen the enemy's power. Anyway, so they go on this quest to find the dragon dagger. Unfortunately, on this planet, there's no monsters, there's no Power Rangers. Draken hasn't been seen in 20 years. But there is a cult that believed that Draken was a hero. He purged the earth of all the weak. So whoever was left was strong, and only the strong survive. So this cult of the Black Dragon has in the last 20 years has continued to kill weak humans. Okay, so they believe that Farkas and they believe that Matt Cook are weak. So they go and they try to stop them from finding the Dragon Dagger because they know that the power of the Dragon Dagger is evil and that it can't be harnessed. And they're trying to stop him from harnessing that power because they believe that if he harnesses that power, he becomes Draken. And no one is to become Draken because there's already a Draken. So they fight, and he touches the Dragon Dagger. And when he touches the Dragon Dagger, the coin activates. Now, his morphing sequence, because he doesn't have a morpher, right? So he can't go, it's morphin' time, stick out his hand like that with the morpher and morph. He's got to activate the grid. So think of it like the Dragon Dagger is the key to a door, right? And the coin is the doorknob, we'll say. So he takes the coin and he slaps it against the Dragon Dagger and he turns it, and that's how he becomes the TyrannoDragon. Now, if you've noticed, I'm a huge fan of the Omega Rangers. I'm actually just a huge fan of Jason Lee Scott. Not a huge fan of Austin St. John. Huge fan of Jason Lee Scott. I mean, I am a fan of Austin St. John, obviously. He was the first Red Ranger. I grew up watching the Power Rangers. I was 6 years old when the Power Rangers came out. So for me, it's nostalgia. Austin St. John to me is always going to be the Red Ranger. So I took inspiration from the Omega Ranger because, updated. If Bat and the Sun can do it, why can't I? As you can see here, I took inspiration from Dragon Zord. So I did keep the fin with the green. Like, I wanted to really highlight the green. And then the black here is just because I wanted to add something personal, so when he becomes the TyrannoDragon Ranger, his whole mission is to figure out, he doesn't know how to use his powers. He doesn't have he doesn't have a Zord. He doesn't have, he can't teleport to a command center. He doesn't know what he's doing. So really his only mentor is Farkas, who's had random signals from different Earths saying Draken's here, we need the Power Rangers, or different things from Alpha that he's collected over the years to help really assist Matt Cook in becoming a Power Ranger. But Matt doesn't want to be a Power Ranger. Matt thinks that the power he's harnessed for himself, he thinks that he stole the enemy's powers. And now it's his quest to figure out how to use the enemy's powers, not for good, but for vengeance. Okay? Which brings me into, now Matt has kind of figured out, he can do this on command, but he still hasn't figured out I'm super strong. Oh, I have, better stamina, better speed. He's strong, superhero stuff, things that you would expect a Power Ranger, he's stronger, faster. But he hasn't figured out really how to harness that power, right? So he's not really pulling punches because he doesn't know how strong he is. He just knows he's stronger. He doesn't know how fast he is. He just knows he's faster. So really his first real mission is to really cleanse the world of this cult of the Black Dragon, and to get down to how he can get to Draken from them. But after a while, he realizes that these guys are just idiots and has no clue on who Draken is, why Draken came. So then he's stuck at an impasse. Now, I haven't really written past that. I haven't really gotten that far. But I do have a team called the Fallen. They're made with, the team is made up with some other Rangers from, a couple Power Rangers groups. We all have custom Power Rangers or variants of Power Rangers that we've all, we have cosplays for. Some of them some of them you've seen. Some of them you haven't seen the full cosplays for or listened to the backstories, but I have them written. Now, the problem with Matt Cook is already an established character in the Boom comics, so I can't really use Matt Cook if I wanted to push him or make him something more than what he is. So I had to figure out a way, because I want him to be recognized, but I don't want him to be extremely recognized. So I want people to go, "You look familiar. What's your name?" And he go, "Oh, my name is Matt Cook." No. So I did some searching and I couldn't find a middle name on Matt Cook. So I created one. So his name is Matthew Riley Cook, and he goes by Riley. So my Power Ranger's name is Riley Cook, and everyone can recognize him and say, "You look really familiar, but you look different at the same time." And that's because Matthew Cook, for these guys, depending on whereabouts in the comics he appears, is either 18 years old or he's a lot older. And my guy, personally I'm 36, but in the comics he's 26. So he's 10 years younger than I am, because I think I can pull off a 26-year-old if I shave my face. Anyway, so depending on whereabouts in the comics my guy would appear, Matthew Cook is either just becoming Dragon Zord or he's been the Dragon Ranger for a long time. Right? So that's why he's like, "You look familiar, what's your name?" "My name is Riley." Because I want people who, I would like to have the characters, Kimberly Hart, "Look at me, like I know you. You feel familiar." Or, even a Matthew Cook, even if my character were to meet Matt Cook, "You feel familiar, but you're an asshole." That's what I want. I want him, think of my quest for my pursuit of Draken. Think of it kind of like the Quantum Ranger or the Ranger Slayer. I do what I want, and then what I want is Draken, and no one's gonna stop me, and no one's gonna stand in my way. There's not a ranger that will make me back down. I'm not saying that the TyrannoDragon Ranger is the strongest ranger by any means. That's not where I'm going at. But he's that type of guy that he doesn't care if you're a Power Ranger. He doesn't care if you're the leader or the Pink Ranger. He doesn't care if you're the Shadow Ranger. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about your team. He doesn't care about, he just wants to get to Draken. And he doesn't let anyone or anything step in his way. Because you have to remember, to him, even though you're a good Power Ranger, to him, you were there the day his world got wiped out, right? So he doesn't want to be a Power Ranger. He doesn't want to be part of a team. Now, when I said I have a team, it is a team of Power Rangers, and he is part of the team. He's not the leader of the team, and he doesn't even want to be there. But he, in the books that I've written, he needs to be there, because he needs to understand the value of friendship, and he needs to understand the value of teamwork. So he needs to be there, and he's forced to be there to understand this stuff by a much older and much wiser Power Ranger. And I'm not going to give too many details away. I don't think that it's something that needs to be discussed right now. I'll get further in, and when I finish writing, we'll release it, and you guys can get, oh, I lost my power. There we go. There we go. I'll release it, and you guys can tell me what you think. But anyways, that's the whole backstory of the TyrannoDragon Ranger. This guy right here, he is a monster. He's the funny thing is he's not a martial artist. He's just a brawler. And I made sure he couldn't do what I can't do. So I can't do backflips and front flips, so neither does he. I can't fly through the air, so neither does he. He's just straight on, like, punch first, kick, ask questions later. Like he's not a master swordsman, he's not a master blaster, he doesn't know, he doesn't know martial arts, he just fights. I do know martial arts, but I just fight. And I feel like I can't make him do something I can't do. And a lot of his characteristics are my characteristics. When I have my mind set on something, I don't let anybody stop me, and I do it anyway. And there's nobody that can stop me, except for my family. And that's kind of what the team is for him. The team is going to be his family, because he doesn't have one. So he's got to learn the family dynamics. He's got to learn about all this stuff. And that's really what I'm trying to push on him right now. With the help of the people that are helping me write this. So I appreciate it. For anybody who wants to watch this video, if you've stuck out the 22 minutes listening to me yabble and gabble about this guy, it truly is something that I've worked really hard on, from the design to the backstory to everything else that has been part of the journey in the last year. I'm hoping to make this a book. I'm hoping to make this a movie. I have plans. I have scripts written. I have a couple short stories written. I have 4 written about the team that he's on, with their backstories. So I'm hoping that, you guys enjoy TyrannoDragon. I hope you guys enjoy seeing him, and I hope you guys want to see more of him. And if you guys have any other questions, feel free to hit me up, leave comments, and until the next video, guys, have a good one. Love you.